If you are here, likely it is because you like silver, you like gold, you like Bitcoin, you like technical analysis, you want to know where things are going, and you want to profit. Silver is going to $37.80 from a $33 price point right now, which means big profits. So if you are here from the OG Drew Wolfer channel, because we are migrating all of that content over here, make sure that you smash the like button. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Boom! Bang on the notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections, and we're going to get into all of the technical analysis on the second most bullish pattern and indicator you can ever receive on a chart. We're going to give you the profit levels, the take profit levels, the stop loss levels, the entry prices, all of the levels in between, our entire target, all the reasoning and basis behind taking this trade, and we're going to get into it right now. All right, so without further ado, let's do the thing. So right now we have a $37.80 price target on silver. Why, Drew? How, Sway? I'm going to show you exactly why. We have an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart, which is extremely bullish on a long-term time frame. Now, here's the left shoulder, here is the head, here is the right shoulder. As you can see, this thing is straight across. The neckline is straight. Now, the one key thing that you want to worry about on an inverted head and shoulders pattern is that that is either going down, sloping, or it is perfectly straight across. Obviously, if it is perfectly straight across, that is the highest level of certainty once you get a breakout, and this one has already broken out. I'm going to show you how in just a second. But if this inverted head and shoulders is slanting up, it is not an inverted head and shoulders, and it actually has a much lower probability of actually playing out, whereas this one is level and has a almost 80 to 90% certainty of playing out, as we're seeing on the chart right now. And I think that we have a lot more side coming very soon. Now, this can slant down, but the more it starts slanting downwards is the lower likelihood that it is actually going to play out. So you want this to be as close to level as possible, and you don't want it to be like straight down. Maybe like a 30-degree angle, maybe 45-degree angle is probably the most that you would want this to slant down. Now, let's go ahead and get the price target, okay? Because this is pretty wild, man. So if you measure from the bottom of the head to the top where the neckline is, you get this line. Then if you take that same measurement and you put it to where the breakout point is, which the breakout point on a inverted head and shoulders or a head and shoulders is going to be the piercing of the neckline, but you have to close a candle above it, just like this one did. You cannot wick above it. It has to close above it for it to confirm. And the longer the time frame, the better, right? That is where we are getting this target of around $37.75. Boom, right there, $37.75. All right. Now, what are the buy levels on this? As you can see, we've already confirmed this pattern and it has not been nullified yet. But if we were to close a candle below the neckline, which is right here in about the $32.20 range, we would actually nullify this pattern and you would not want to be in this trade anymore. Now, that's not to say set your stop loss so tight that you get wicked out, because you don't want to get wicked out of the trade. If a wick goes below that neckline, you're still in the trade. It's still valid as long as that candle closes above the neckline. You just can't have one of these candles close down here below the neckline, okay? But this is where my buy target would be at. Somewhere in about the retest level of $32.13 to about $32.50. Now, obviously, we are sitting at about $33 right now, and we're looking at about a $33.05 price point. I would be comfortable with buying up there because we did pretty much come down and test this neckline and actually bounce off of it. We came within like 40 cents of this neckline. Like the low on this right here is about $32.49. And so we came within about 20 to 40 cents of actually bouncing directly off of this neckline. So I'm pretty comfortable with this at this point, right? This is where you could start buying. Now, where do you want to put your stop loss? Well, we have the 21 moving average, which is sitting right around $31.88. Now, I don't necessarily say put it right here, right under the neckline or this 21 moving average, because you can always get a wick. Remember, this is a daily chart. This is daily candles. You could get a wick down where you would get stopped out and then it actually closes above the neckline. So I would be more or less coming more down here by the $31 range just to make sure. If you can see, there's kind of like a pivot point right here. and there's a pivot point right here and right here. So if you're just under this, say, $30.80 or something like that, sitting right on top of this 50 moving average is probably the better place for you to put your stop loss. And think about it. If you're buying at the $33 level and you're putting it at the $30.50 level and you're actually targeting a $37 plus move, then you're actually going to have a high risk to reward ratio on that. And what I mean by that is if you buy at 33 and you sell at 37.50, that is going to be a $4.50 profit, right? And if you get stopped out at say $31, you're only going to lose $2 on that trade. So you're already at a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which is a good risk to reward ratio to have. And then you can start trailing your stop loss as it starts to move up towards your target. Now, what is your first profit target? Well, it's going to be this pivot point, this swing high right here, where it went up to about $34.42 to about the $34.80 range. Then your second take profit is going to be right up here at the $36 range. Now, why is it there? Because we have a Fibonacci level right here that literally dates back to the 2020 bull run, and it is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level of that run up back in 2020. So this is also going to be a little bit of resistance, could be a take profit target, okay? Secondarily, we'll leave that up so that you can see everything. What is your full price target? It's going to be the $37.70 range, which is where you took your measurement from the top of the head to the neckline and took it from the break point of the neckline up to the profit target, which is about $37.70. Now, again, this neckline is incredibly important. You confirm by closing a candle above it. If we fall back below it and close a candle below it, you want to get out of that trade. I don't care where your stop loss is. If you have your stop loss way down here at say $30.50, but we close a candle up here, you need to get out immediately because that is signaling that this head and shoulders is not going to play out and you're more likely going to keep receding back down, probably somewhere to, around the 50 moving average, maybe even the 100 moving average down here to about $29. And we also have some pivot highs and pivot lows here that we have support in the $30 range and even the $29 range. So with all of that said, that is exactly why I think silver in the short term, and I mean within the next probably couple of months, this will be by the end of 2024 if this plays out. This is a substantial move too. This is like a 10% plus move, okay? I think silver is going to $37 and around 80-cent range. Obviously, it could be a little bit under that. It could run into some resistance at those other key levels that I gave you, but that's why I gave you those key levels so that you could pay attention to the RSI, the MACD, the stochastic oscillator, the volume, the VPVR, high and low volume nodes whenever you get up towards those points. That way you can be nimble in the markets and always make sure that you're taking really good trades and profiting. So if you like content like this, obviously make sure that you smash the like button, make sure you hit subscribe, boom, bang on the notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for showing up to this video. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.